Hello and welcome to another video. Today me and my dad decided to go to the Swindon Toy Fair, hosted by Retro Ronnie. We have previously sold at this fair, but today we went to buy. Now we went in as early birds, and when you go as early birds you basically get the chance to pick up the bargains. This is why in this photograph it looks a bit quiet, but actually it's where the early birds are coming in to buy bargains. So we were always looking for vintage toys that we know we can sell at a little bit of a profit, and basically looking for things that really kind of interest us really. So as we walked around, there was a good few dealers selling everything from corgi to dinky toys, miniature toys, modern die-cast, vintage trains. There's also a few dealers selling other things like Airfix kits, some Star Wars stuff for sale, Ghostbusters stuff we saw, lots and other bits and bobs. So our plan was to basically walk around and see what we could find. We had a bit of money to spend. Over Christmas we had the NEC Toy Fair, and we practically sold out of all of our good stock really. I would say my dad's stock has got down to 40% of what he had. Most of the good stuff is gone. My stock, all the good stuff is gone. So we really need to try and buy good today, and this just shows you what kind of stuff you can buy, especially if you go as early bird. You pay a little bit more, but you get a good bargain. So usually I will be showing you the items in front of me, but today my dad purchased these items, so instead he sent me some photographs that he's taken for our Instagram page. So let's have a look and see what we got today. So the first store we came to today was a chap selling some model kits. He sells it in all the toy shows. He's a lovely guy, and he had a load of these wonderful Tamiya German model kits. Now, these were all made up on display, and he had the boxes sat next to them, and they looked really, really good. And as we have a little chat with him, he basically told us that he could do a deal with us. And so we paid £50 for all of these model kits you'll see in front of you now. There's some absolutely lovely ones. The first one you saw, the Tiger, is actually in remote control, and as you can see on the left, and he doesn't work. But if he did, he would be worth a lot of money. Now it's a simple, basic connection setup, and we're thinking hopefully we might be able to rejig it ourselves and do something with it. But that should bring us back most of the money anyway. We've got some other kits as well, including these German trucks with soldiers in the back. It's got a craft wagon. It comes with loads of spare parts as well. And an extra truck basically. Most of these kits actually came with an extra vehicle, which is always good. And we're not asking much for these kits. We're going to try our best and aim for about £20, £25 each, and try and get double our money. They're made to a high standard. Not best in the world, not competition winners, but if you're a model maker and you make this good, you should be proud. Now the only concern about buying model kits like this is how delicate they can be. Luckily these boxes are double bottomed, so they actually have enough space for these model kits to sit in. Generally speaking, when you buy a model kit, it will not fit back in the box. So our main concern is actually we would damage these. So we will probably be selling them at our next toy show. We'll also be selling them online, and we'll package them well if anybody's interested. One of the things that we absolutely love to find is Mega figures. Mega figures sell very well. Everybody loves them. As soon as you get them in your hand, you kind of takes you back to the 70s. Now Mega did loads of different ranges of film and television, and one of the ones they did was Space 1999. And here we have two figures from that range. The first one is the Space Pilot. He's in his red outfit with his red helmet. He has a red walkie-talkie, which is unfortunately missing. And this figure sold straight away. I think it sold for roughly around £40. Very in-demand figure. Then we had as well the mysterious alien figure. Comes in a purple dress or robe. Very collectible, very desirable figure. It's from a line that I don't think was released in the States. I could be wrong, but I noticed these were released by Palatoy in the UK. Now, the most popular figures we say in the whole range of Mego is of course Star Trek. Star Trek sold very, very well. basically what we picked up here was the original bridge crew. This includes Spock, Captain Kirk himself, Bones, as well as Lieutenant Uhura, Scotty, and the Klingon. Now these were the original wave of Star Trek figures, and they are very, very popular. The only issue I have with Star Trek figures is they occasionally will be missing parts, including the belts, phasers, tricorders, that sort of stuff. So it can be a bit of a pain to try and track down the spare parts, because collectors will want them complete. Unfortunately, Lieutenant Uhura and Scotty were broken, missing a leg and missing an arm. Hopefully we'll be able to repair them in the future, but they are still for sale. At another store I spotted these two. These are both the same character, Muton, or as I like to call him, Mutton. He is a really simple and really easy figure to find. It can be quite hard to find all his pieces loose, but on card he's one of the most easiest ones to find. This chap had two for sale in his stall, and he wanted £15 each. We offered 25, but he said there's no room for him, unfortunately, so we just did the 30. Now, there's not mega money in these, but Action Force is so popular at the moment, they're going up and up in price. One of the blisters is unfortunately popped a crack at the bottom, but the other one is pretty nice. So these will both be for sale on our store and online. You can contact us through Instagram if you are interested. Now, as you can probably guess from the beginning of this video, there's a few lovely items for sale, including this Mr. T figure. Now, a guy called Tim had this for sale on his store. He picked up some lovely stuff in a recent NEC, I believe. And when we saw this figure, I knew I just had to try and bundle it with the other items I saw. So this Mr. T figure is loose, but with his original box. And we're going to try and ask for around about £50 for it. Always popular, made by Galoob back in the 80s. We should do quite well with this. Now, of course, the thing we saw were these amazing Charlie Angels dolls made by Palitoy. I've actually never ever seen these before, and we just knew we just had to have them. Now, you might notice that the dolls themselves have 3 characters on the front as part of the artwork, but I believe my Charlie's Angel knowledge is not good enough, but one of the characters was replaced, and so you get the replacement girl, but the artwork still shows the original girl, or maybe the new girl, one way or the other. These are always quite hard to try and price up, really. When it comes to selling dolls from the 70s, Mega dolls sell really well, but girls' dolls can be a bit hit and miss. Some could be worth a lot of money, and some could be worth nothing. So we're taking a bit of a gamble for what we paid for both these and the Mr. T figure. So hopefully the gamble will pay off. But these are really, really lovely items. Something you don't really see at all nowadays. And it'd be great if these went to a good home, somebody who would cherish them and love them. Because even though I don't collect dolls, these are really, really nice. Some of the most, the rarest things we've ever found. Some of the most nicest things we've ever found. So thank you very much for watching. I know it was a bit short and sweet. Usually we'd have much more, but unfortunately I didn't film much because I didn't really have much time, and I would usually have the items in front of me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Please share this video with your friends. Please go onto our Facebook page and join up. Please go onto our Instagram page and join up. If you do see anything you like, we'll happily try and come to a deal with you. All items you see are generally for sale. And thank you for watching. And to the next video. See you later.